smile. Yeah, and I try to do that on my page. I visit, one day I visit paranormal groups, and on another I visit church groups. I make a point to share something from the groups I visit on my timeline so that it can be like a resource for different people in different paranormal groups to see what everybody else is doing. And then I share with them blurbs. But then after I've done that work, then I'll share 10 to 20 pieces of humor a day on my Facebook when I'm online. And that there's a lot of people that just scroll through it. And I'll put in a plug for my books about every fifth item. So when they're scrolling through, they'll just see a blurb with one piece of art that I made with the name of one of my books on it. It'll register.
Your page is actually your profile page, even, because you share so much content from other paranormal teams, and you're such a giving person. When you go through your timeline, you see it's really a good resource in general. I mean, you can go through your timeline and learn about groups you didn't know about, shows you didn't know about, magazines you didn't know about, events you didn't know about, paracons you didn't know about, just by going through your page. And
the last thing I'll do each day when I'm online is I'll post 4 or 5 of the upcoming events in the paranormal world that Facebook allows me to know about. Facebook does have a lot of limits. Facebook does have a lot of limits, and in spite of the fact that I'm following these groups and that I want to know, it's often when I visit them that I find out what event they're having or what's going on, and Facebook has not let me know.
Yeah, I come across that too. What I've been trying to do is every day it will show me like people that you friended a year ago today, 2 years ago today, 3 years, that kind of thing. And so I'll go on each one of them and I'll go to their page to see if they're still even, around or whatever.
Right.
Then I'll find something on their page to like. And that way, hopefully, by doing that, I'm reaching out more, and hopefully they will see some of my content just because I did that.
I do that with happy birthdays, where that means that in the course of a year, I should be able to connect with everybody connected with me. We've got like 4,300 people or something on the Facebook.
They stopped showing me birthdays.
They tried to, but I found it in events, and now they display it to me. But what they do to me is they will suspend my account for suspicious activity, for wishing, once it gets to, say, 11 or 12 people on the same day, for wishing them a happy birthday, they will terminate my account as a violation of community standards. They do the same thing to me when I visit the paranormal and the church groups. I have a database of 750 paranormal, metaphysical, or spiritual groups on Facebook, and I try to go through one page a day, and that's 12 to 15 groups. I have a database for churches, and that's, any place that speaks English, including Australia and Britain and Canada, right? And I have maybe 650 churches. And I orbit through them alphabetically. And Facebook will let me go through one page of the paranormal database. So it'll let me do 12 to 15 groups. But with the church groups, there's only about 10 or 11 groups per page. And Facebook stops me and says that they hit me with, I have violated their speed limit, And I've advised them that if they want to have a speed limit, they should post it, you know? It's like,
Right.
you know, and I know that I'm not, because there are times when I've stepped away to do something and I come back and it's 15 minutes later and I'll post to just that one more group. They'll say I violated the speed limit. I'll go, like, I posted one thing in 15 minutes. You got a really low speed limit, you know? And so then they suspend my account, and I get to set a new password, which is, at my age, after you've done it like 12 times, I begin to wonder, well, what is it now? So, I mean, I don't really want to get myself into trouble, but I started numbering it. Every time they suspend my account, I use the same password again. I just raise it by one number. So they suspended me 9 times in winter, and now I'm up to my first springtime account. And so far, it's survived for a week, right?
No, they do that to everybody. It's like what you were saying with the birthday posts, and you remember this. I got in trouble last year. I got flagged for a warning because I'm the type of person that when you wish me happy birthday, I will individually take the time to go through all the comments and say thank you. They got on my case because I kept typing out the same thank you.
But they don't show me who wished me a happy birthday. What they do with me is they will give me a number and say, this many people wished you a happy birthday. And
Right.
the pokes used to be a quick way to be able to say hello on Facebook, all right? That vanished from me. It comes back every now and then. I'll get an email notification or see something go by that someone poked me. But the last time was at least 2 months ago. But that was also a good way for me to try to stay in touch with people, you know, to keep up for PR with your connections, right? Yeah. So Facebook suspends me for wishing a happy birthday. It suspends me for posting to groups that I belong to. And then it makes my posts invisible.
Right.
It can be challenging out there. But it isn't anything new. It isn't anything new.
You know, that's what I'm starting to, like, we had maybe 20 years where the pot was kind of lifted off the kettle enough to where we started talking about this stuff and sharing information, and this awakening happened. And I think that's cool. But now, because the awakening went so far that it even got Donald Trump elected, and Brexit happened and all these other things, that they decided, well, we've let too much information fly too fast, too quickly, and we got to try to put the chickens back in the coop, so to speak. And you could see where they're starting to put the lid back on the pot by the censorship. And I got a few censorship stories from them myself about, you know, being they unlike my stuff. Like if I go like something of yours, I come back an hour later, it's unliked. It's like, you know.
I had a friend sitting next to me in the library. All right, he's on his laptop, I'm on mine. We went to the Facebook page for the Life of Christos, and I commented to him that he hadn't liked my page. I mean, it's the least he can do, take him a second, right?
Right.
And he said, no, I did. So he was able to show me on his laptop where it showed where he could go to the Life of Christos page on Facebook, and it showed that he liked it. But when I scrolled through people that liked the page on my Facebook, right next to him, his name did not come up. His name and picture were not there. So here we're sitting next to each other and being told two different stories by Facebook.
Yeah, that's crap.
It's censorship at its finest.
Well, you know, so...
Yeah, it's not new, and it's just... When people become aware of it, they think, oh, no, now look what they're doing. No, they've been doing this all along. I mean, I used to do world news. I had to make a point. You know, people who know me as Jualt Christos, how to put this, tend to be distant or very good friends, all right? Because I've had to separate my professional, my personal, my spiritual, my psychic worlds, right? Because they would each reject each other.
Okay.
And I did my own world news feature called World Press Watch. And that got me serious adversity. And it's in the Life of Christos series. I think people would be amazed, and that the series is awareness building if people would look at it. But, I mean, my phone was turned off if I would do a radio interview as journalist Walter Brooks. And people who called me would get a ring. But on my end, it was dead. Okay?
Yeah.
My mail was seized. I was reviewing 150 publications from around the world to put together a news feature as a journalist and a private American individual, right, for newspapers and radio, and my mail was seized. Sometimes I would not get any of it for a while, and that those seizures tended to follow me for decades. Right? My bank returned to me all the deposits I had in checks. My bank later terminated my account. Okay? I had 3 credit card accounts, and they were all terminated, even though they were current. They were turned over to collection. And when I said I had canceled checks, they said they didn't want to hear that. And that was another story.
We're going to have to stop you right there for our last commercial.
Yeah, it's not paranormal, it's conspiracy.
Right, that is time for our last break. With our guest for the final segment.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.